Let's get ourselves connected. Gotta get yourself connected.
You know, one thing that gets a bad rap in technology, or that you never really see anymore, is scanners. You know, people forgot about the fact that scanners are so handy to have. Maybe because a lot of them are built into printers these days, but I can tell you that if you don't have a printer at your desk and you want to scan a document, it can be a real pain to try to get that done. In fact, the other day, I needed to scan a document. I literally had to leave the building and fax it to myself so that I could get a digital copy. Pretty ridiculous, right? Well, today we're going to take a look at ScanSnap. This is made by the guys at Fujitsu, and this is their S1300 model. The thing I like about it is it's very portable. So not only is it great and take up a small sort of footprint on your desk when you have your home office set up or your office set up, but you can also take it with you. And this would be perfect for things like realtors because it has the ability to plug into a USB port to get its power. You know, you can plug it into the wall if you're in the office, but if you're on the road and say you're a realtor, you want to scan a quick contract, well, you just plug it into your laptop and it takes the USB power from there, and you can easily scan a contract and then email that off to somebody. And again, when we talk about form factor, it folds up nice and small and can be tucked away pretty easily. So let's take a look at the kind of things that you would actually scan and how that looks. Well, first of all, you see up on the screen here, I've got the software, the ScanSnap software. What it's done is it's looked at my particular computer and found every piece of software that I have loaded that could make use of a scanned document. So in this case, I have Microsoft Office loaded, so it shows me that I can scan to Word, scan to Excel, scan to PowerPoint. I can also scan to email or scan to print. I decided to scan a document that has writing on two sides. This is pretty cool with the ScanSnap because it can actually scan both sides at the same time it passes the document through once. That I found was pretty cool, so I didn't have to put it through twice. The thing I thought was interesting here about the scan picture that you can see on my screen, not only did it get every single bit of text and turn it into Word text so that I could actually edit or change anything I want to, but it actually kept the font the same, roughly the same font size. It kept the headings the same, and in cases where you can see here at the bottom we've got things like colored writing, it kept all that the same as well. So it kept most of the formatting. I was pretty impressed by all of that, so I thought, let's take that one step further. In this document, we thought we'd try something a little bit more technical. This one has things like logos, it's got nested tables, a lot of different formatting. And if you take a look behind me here, we've actually scanned this one. It did a pretty good job. One thing it did screw up was the logo. Here's the Blink logo that has a little star bus that goes around it. It looked at that and it thought, I think that's actually text. And what it did is it represented here on the screen kind of like a pink highlighted text. So I could actually go in and edit that. For example, I can make it Blick. And the point is here is that you probably want that part to remain as a graphic. But let's scroll a little bit further here. What it did do, which I thought was incredible, was it scanned this table that was in the document and it kept all the formatting. So then we thought we'd push the envelope a little bit and we wanted to scan a document that had a lot of images and a lot of color in it, just to see what would happen. Well, I'll show you what happened with that one. Got that one on the screen. This is interesting because it actually scanned the images as images. So I can take these and I can move them around. I can even save them if all I wanted was the image out of the document. And then it made all of the text formatted, but you can start to see here that some of the spacing and everything doesn't quite line up well. And again, if I was just to compare, go back to the heading and how we have all this, it got the letters right, but it didn't completely get it well. So in this particular case, I'd probably call that one a fail, but in the other two, it did incredibly well. One other thing I wanted to mention about the ScanSnap, it's not just documents that you can scan, but you can actually scan things like business cards as well. So if I put this little business card in there, we can go ahead and scan that. And we've actually done that up on the screen here where we scanned a number of different business cards. It uses the CardMinder software to read the business card and tell you what the text is. So we tried this one here for Johnny, one of our cameramen. We did this one here for Wes Watanko, our director of photography. And we did this one for the Wicked Jerky guy. And unfortunately, with all three of those cards, we didn't quite get the ability to automatically take the name and put it in the proper field. So for business cards, I think that maybe something like the card scan might do a little bit better job versus the ScanSnap, but overall, for scanning documents at your computer, double-sided, quickly, I think this is a great little solution. It's the ScanSnap, it's the S1300 model. If you've got some scanning to do, check it out.